Hey everybody, it's finally time for me to make the long-awaited, highly anticipated video of how to make chimarrão. You guys will undoubtedly remember my video on how to make tereré, and the video of where I presented my brand new gourd to you. But in this video, I'll actually be using an older gourd that I have. It's a little bit smaller, it's a little easier to use, it's got a nice little stand on it. But I do have that new gourd, I have been using it, and I like it a lot. Like tereré, chimarrão is a very social beverage. People usually gather in a circle and they talk and they share stories and they'll drink. And it's served in a very similar way that the tereré is. One person will make it and he'll pour the water and he'll pass it to all the people in the circle. But honestly, I kind of just like to drink it by myself a lot because, well, lack of people to drink it with. The herb for chimarrão is made out of the same tree that the herb for tereré is, but it's actually processed in a very different way. The herb for chimarrão is ground finely into a powder, and they smoke it to dry it, but they don't actually smoke it to cure it. They just kind of send it through a heated furnace to just dry it really quickly. So as a result, the herb is actually very, very green and very, very fresh tasting. So without further ado, I will show you how to prepare this amazing, exotic, boiling hot beverage. But actually, it should never be boiling at the maximum 80 degrees centigrade. So the first step would be fill a thermos full of hot water from 70 to 80 degrees Celsius. And then you're gonna have your fancy gourd cup. And this is actually one of the least, not maybe the least, but one of the less traditional ways how to make chimarrão. Maybe someday in the future I'll show you guys a more traditional way how to make it. But this is what I found is kind of the easiest. And it also is very, very consistent in the results. So first, we're gonna open our container of herb. I actually keep my herb in the freezer to keep it nice and fresh and green. And you can just see how green it is. Next, you're gonna fill the cuya, which is what we call the gourd, up to about the neck. So, right about to there, you're gonna put the hot water in. Next, you're gonna start scooping in the herb and placing it here on top of the water, just kind of dumping it all in there until you have a nice good quantity. So you just keep doing that until you have a nice good amount like we do right now. Next, you're gonna grab the special straw, remember this is called a bomba, and you're just gonna kind of start digging, start looking for the water. And once you've found the water, woohoo! You're gonna just stop right there. Once you've found the water with the straw, you're gonna take more of the water and pour it down and fill in this little kind of opening you've made. And you should have a nice separation of the herb on one side and the water on the other. The next thing you're gonna do is grab the straw again, and right in the middle where all this water is, using kind of side to side motions, you're just gonna slowly insert the straw and then twist it back into a drinking position. And that's pretty much it. I know a lot of people have problems where they'll make chimarrão and they'll drink it and it'll clog. I don't know if you noticed it, but this is a very, very powdery herb, and this straw has, you know, just a very basic filtration system. But if you make it correctly, it really should not clog, and I think I've made it correctly, so let's see if it clogs. Nope. Smooth as a whistle. Now, unlike tereré, which you kind of want to drink in kind of one big solid gulp, this you really should just kind of nurse little by little. Since this was the first one, it was slightly cold because the herb, you know, just came out of the freezer, so it cooled down the water a bit. But the next one I pour will definitely be boiling hot, not boiling, 80 degrees. But you should still be cautious to not burn yourself. When you drink it, it makes that nice little sound at the end. You know that it's empty, and you can refill it for some more chimarrão adventure times. Just like that today, if you're drinking in a group, after you finish, you can pour, add some more water, pouring right there where there's no herb, right there where there's a hole, and then offer it to your friend with your right hand, and he takes it with his right hand. No left hands in chimarrão business. So that's pretty much how you prepare it. It's really easy. It kind of does take a little bit of practice to know how to put the herb into the gourd and kind of scoot it over, but it's really not that hard. If you wanted to try it, I bet you could get it pretty quickly. The other methods that I know how to make the chimarrão are actually a lot more complicated, and that's why I like this one. It's the fastest, it's the easiest, and it yields the most consistent results. And there are some rules of etiquette with chimarrão, like I said. You should always pass and accept the gourd with your right hand. You should never complain that the water's too hot. It's very rude to ask for sugar. You should never, ever, 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 never, ever, 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 ever touch the straw with your hand. I see this a lot of times when I drink chimarrão for the first time with people. They'll get the gourd, they'll be all ready, and then they'll do this. And that is a bad thing. Because when you put in the straw into the gourd, you actually have to put it in a very specific way. That's why you can do the turning, and it actually forms this kind of suction vacuum pocket, and that's why it doesn't clog, because it's pushed up right against the herb, right against that vegetable matter, and it won't suck up the herb. But if you start moving the straw around, you'll actually disrupt that, all the hard work that the person who made the chimarrão had done, and you will ruin it, and it will start to clog, and everyone will blame you. So please, don't touch the straw. So when you receive the gourd, just put it up to your face, put your lips just on the tip of the straw like this, and you're fine. No need to put your hand on it for security. No need to put your tongue on the straw at all. It's just very simple, just one very clean motion, just enjoy that delicious herby goodness. So I hope I've inspired you to try some of this delicious, amazingly awesome chimarrão. It is a little harder to find than day-to-day, but I will post some links in the description of places where you can buy the herb. And I am certain that I will make more videos about this in the future, maybe talking more about the culture, more about the rules, showing different ways how to prepare the chimarrão. So don't think you're getting off easy. This actually is something I'm very, very passionate about, so I'm sorry if it seems like I'm kind of obsessing about a gourd full of herbs, but it's really something that's special to me, and it actually holds a very traditional and special place in the heart of many Brazilians, many South Americans, because it does play such a strong part in their culture, their social culture. If you go into certain places of Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay, you go into someone's house and the first thing they do to show that you're welcome is offer you some chimarrão. And it's just something that makes me feel really good. It just kind of warms your soul as well as your body. And it's delicious. And maybe in a future episode I'll talk about all the benefits, all the health benefits that this drink has. But for now I'm going to leave it there. Be sure to subscribe. Hit that button wherever it may be. Give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, leave me your suggestions, and I'll see you guys later.